At 2:14 a.m., my phone rang.
A nurse said, "You're still his emergency contact."
He's my ex-husband.
We divorced at 22. I hadn't seen him in years. Now he was on a hospital bed, asking for me by name. If you stay till the end, you will learn the real signs that love has grown into maturity.
You'll recognize a healthy second chance, and the one rule that saved us from making the same mistakes.
This is Vicky Madge, love stories with morals that touch the heart. Let's begin.
Don't forget to like, comment, second chance, and subscribe for more real stories. My name is Mia. His name is Kevin. We married in a rush with cheap rings and big hearts. We thought love could fix the rent, the late fees, and the long nights. It didn't. We lived in a rattling studio apartment. He worked nights at a warehouse. I worked double shifts at a diner. We crossed paths like trains in the dark. We said, "I love you" on sticky notes left on the fridge. We fought about money. We fought about time. Mostly we fought because we were scared and too proud to admit it. On our first anniversary he forgot. I sat with a thawed-out cake and a candle that drowned in its own wax. That night we both knew we were breaking. We signed the divorce papers on the kitchen floor. That's the last clear picture I have of us as husband and wife. Two kids pretending to be adults, holding pens like weapons. Life went on. He moved 2 cities away and built a small HVAC business. I worked my way from diner shifts to a clinic job. We dated other people. We told friends it was for the best. Maybe it was. Because sometimes, love needs time to grow into maturity. Ours needed 20 years. But I never changed my number. He never changed his. And then the nurse called. The hospital was too bright for the hour. The nurse pulled back the curtain and there he was. Older. Grayer. But his eyes. The same. Kevin whispered, "Hey me, what happened?" I asked. Head got light on a ladder. And I fell. Why am I still your emergency contact? Never changed it. Guess I wanted someone who knew the old me. Someone I could trust. The silence stretched. Then he whispered, "I'm sorry I made you carry the whole world at 22. And I whispered back, "I'm sorry I made you prove love with overtime." A week later he called. Coffee? Not a date. Just an apology with caffeine. We met at a small cafe that smelled like toast. On napkins we wrote rules. No yelling. And no stonewalling. No going to bed angry. Talk about money weekly. Don't assume. Who's us over winning? He told me he started therapy last year. I told him I learned to listen without trying to win. We were different now. Or at least trying to be. But life wasn't done testing us. At the cafe weeks later he brought out a small black box. An engagement ring. But before he could speak, a woman walked in. Woman said, "Mia? You don't know me, but you need to see this." She slid a folded paper across the table. My hands shook as I opened it. Not a love letter. A lawsuit. An old debt Kevin owed. I asked Calvin, "Is this true?" He reluctantly replied, "Yes." I thought it was settled. Clearly it's not. Why didn't you tell me? Because I was ashamed. But this time I want to face it with you, not hide it from you. 3 weeks later. The courtroom was cold. Kevin gripped the table white-knuckled. The debt was real. But there was a way to settle, to rebuild. When the judge said, "Settlement granted," I finally exhaled. Kevin looked at me and said, "Still here?" "Still here." I replied, "We didn't walk out as winners or losers, but as two people fighting on the same side." The tests kept coming. Bills, stress, late nights. But we stuck to the napkin rules. When I got sick, he showed up with soup and asked how I felt before asking what I needed. That difference mattered more than the soup. Back at the same cafe, the golden sun cut across the blinds. Kevin placed the black box on the table. Mia, I don't want just a second chance at dating you. I want a second chance at life with you. Will you marry me again? He asked. Before I could answer, my sister burst in with her phone. On the screen, a picture of Kevin smiling beside another woman. The caption, "My favorite guy." My sister said, "Mia, don't let him hurt you again." My chest tightened. Old fears returned. Kevin tried to convince me, "She's just a co-worker. I should have told you. I'm sorry for the silence." "Kevin," I said, "I don't care about the picture. I care about the silence. Don't leave me guessing." Then no more blikes. Full honesty, even if it's messy. He reassured. I picked up the ring box. My sister waited for me to say no. Instead, I whispered, "Yes." Strangers in the cafe clapped. That night, sitting on my porch, Kevin asked quietly,
Do you think people will understand us getting remarried after all this time?
They don't have to. Because love isn't about who gets it right the first time. It's about who grows enough to try again.
If this story touched you, hit like, comment, love grows. If you believe in second chances, subscribe for more stories that remind us what really matters.